Yesterday, I decided to make a brand new YouTube channel and I created 1 year's worth of content to put on it. I didn't appear on camera once and I didn't say a single word. This is how I did it and this is what I found out. So don't go anywhere. Hello YouTube, and a very special hello to all my subscribers. My name's Phil and welcome to my channel. This is where I document my journey building an online income. If you're joining me for the first time, why not become a subscriber today? So I should be talking to you about my info product. So in my previous video, I spoke about how perhaps we can take back control of making money on our websites, seeing that we've had these changes with the affiliate programs like Amazon and also Mediavine, I said it right this time, have changed their sort of threshold to get in. I've actually contacted the CEO of Mediavine and I'm trying to get him to change it to Mediavine so my last YouTube video makes sense. Anyway, I digress. So I should be talking about this info product. I set you a challenge, I set myself a challenge of making a info product for $9.99 and trying to get 1% of your traffic to convert. If you had 10,000 page views, which I do at the moment, that could be $1,000 a month, which is pretty good. It would pay my rent. So I should be talking about that, but I got a little bit distracted. So I was looking through an old ClickBank account I have, and I noticed that I had some recurring sales, and I kind of thought, perhaps there's a product in ClickBank that could help me with an info product. Perhaps there's something I could sell. Perhaps there's something I could use to help me create the info product. So I was looking around and I saw an incredibly attractive deal. And I started thinking about that. But then life got in the way and the weekend came. I spent most of the weekend with my wife. We went and hung out on the beach in a place called Ilan in Taiwan with our dog, digging holes, chasing horses. Yeah. Then I went to my normal run on the Sunday with my running group, and all this time I had this idea, a seed of an idea in the back of my mind, and it was growing and growing. I often find that doing sport or when you're stuck in a traffic jam or I cycle home from work, this kind of time where you're not in front of a device, it gives you time to think, to ponder things, and I had this idea growing. I wanted to try the Project 24 or the Income School challenge of creating 52 videos in 24 hours. And because of this really interesting deal that I saw on ClickBank, I'd thought of a way that I could create a brand new YouTube channel, create 52 videos at least of content, a whole year's worth of content in one day, and then just put it out and not think about it for another year. If it got traction, I could come back to it. And if it didn't go anywhere, well, I've only wasted one day. And to be honest, the day that I chose to do this, I wasn't very productive anyway. So yesterday was a Monday and I woke up a little bit early. This normally happens when I've had a couple of pints with my running buddies. And it's about 4, 5 in the morning I woke up. And this idea, I just couldn't sleep because I had this idea. So I got up and I started working on a brand new channel. And now I chose a niche that I'm quite familiar with. It's actually the first ever niche I got into when I was making money online, which is kind of the astrology, spiritual, self-help niche. I actually spent 3 years as a content writer for a company in France working for astrology companies. So I know quite a bit about this and I know it's an incredibly profitable niche. So I thought perhaps what I could do is create a sort of a weekly guide, a kind of a meditation kind of guide that people could watch and use as a tool. And then through that, they hopefully would subscribe to the channel to get the next one each week or each day. This is the ultimate plan. And then I could push them towards a product on ClickBank, because I know there are quite a few within that niche that are pretty good actually. They're not too bad. And the most important thing for me is a lot of them have recurring payments. This is why I'm still getting money from 8, 9 months ago when I stopped doing this, just after joining Project 24. So this was the plan. So I sat down and I created an entire year's worth of content, and it took me about 5 hours. That's including editing and filming the videos. but I have to admit that it doesn't include uploading to YouTube, although nowadays you can upload 10 videos at a time, I think, and by using the settings you can quickly create all the descriptions and things like that. This is my plan. And also I haven't yet done the thumbnails, but again, using kind of a template, I'll talk about this later in the video, I could do this fairly quickly. So within a day, I know that I can create that entire year's worth of content. Okay guys, obviously I couldn't have done this all on my own because, as I said, I didn't appear on camera and I didn't say anything. So I needed help. So I took up the deal that I'd seen through ClickBank and I got some help. So I just recorded a little conversation I had with my helper. So I'd like to introduce you to Billy. So let's just listen to that conversation that we had. Hey Billy, how are you feeling after yesterday?
Hey Phil. Yeah, a little bit tired. That was a lot of videos.
So I just wanted to do that little quick interview I mentioned. Is that okay?
Yep, not a problem.
So do you know how many videos we actually made yesterday?
Of course I do. 52 videos in only 5 hours. That's just crazy.
Yeah, right. So just for my viewers, can you explain how we did it?
Well, you just gave me the script. Then I recorded the voiceovers.
Yeah.
Pretty simple, really.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, can you tell them how much it cost me?
Are you sure? Do you really want me to say?
Yeah, I don't mind sharing the price.
Well, it only cost you about $124 with that special discount I gave you.
Yeah, I still can't believe it was that cheap. That's just crazy.
Yep. Phil, you are pretty much the worst person in the world.
Okay guys, I'm not going to lie to you, Billy is not a real person. He's actually one of the voices from a text-to-speech bit of software called Speechello. Now, at least that's how I think you say it. Now, I've had a bad track record in the last 2 weeks of saying things wrong, but I'm going to call it Speechello. So this is from the Blaster Studio. They have quite a few little apps and things which are all web-based. It's hit and miss. I've tried some of their stuff in the past. There was a YouTube ranking tool which wasn't really worth the money, but they have other products which are fairly good, I think. But this one I think was okay. The reason why I originally thought about buying it was because for my IELTS YouTube channel, we kind of need some listening resources, and I thought this could be a good way to do some listening resources, some dictations and things like that. But the more I got into it, the more I started thinking I could use this to create a YouTube channel. And the reason why I chose the astrology, meditation, self-help kind of niche was I thought it probably wouldn't matter if it was an artificial voice, because it's just taking you through steps and guiding you through, in my case, the meditation techniques. So of course I could have filmed all this myself, but when I film, I make mistakes. I stumble over my words sometimes, and I have to reshoot. So although it's better to have a human voice in most cases, you know, with Billy, I told him what to say. He said it, and that was it. So this could be really useful if you have a niche where this would work. Obviously, it's also useful if well, Billy has an American voice, I'm British. If you were going after a particular audience, you could use that as well. But the main reason I decided to go for this, to make 52 videos in one day, was to get another line in the water, basically. If it didn't work, it didn't work. If it did, that could be another revenue stream. And to be honest, I need all the help I can get because I'm really trying to reach that full-time income. Now, before you click away thinking, okay, this is not useful to me, I did actually learn quite a lot by doing this, by creating so many videos so quickly. And of course, the key to this is being organized. So what I did was I actually did my research beforehand. I'd done this kind of like over the previous couple of days, just thinking about what I would do. But I actually sat down yesterday morning, about 4:30 in the morning. I was bleary-eyed. I couldn't sleep because I had this idea just in the back of my head. You know, couldn't get back to sleep after waking up. And I went through and did my research. I actually planned 365 videos. And I went through and I just listed out all the content that I wanted. Now, for my case, it was kind of each video was around a particular technique, a particular saying, and then you would go through and repeat that and do a particular step of instructions or a step of procedures to work with that particular meditation technique. But this could work for anything, I think. So I had each of the videos it was numbered by the day. I also had the content, some notes on the content. And I think if you were doing this, just 52 videos, you probably want to have the headings already written out, because then it's all done for you. I also went through and I created lots of folders. So whenever I created a recording for a particular video, it would go into the right folder by the week and the day, so everything was organized. And also when I was doing my editing, every single file for the editor would go into the right place for the week and then the sub folder of the day. So everything was really easy to find, well organized. So later on, when I come back to actually produce the videos and put them up onto YouTube, it's all ready to go. Now, another thing that made it really, really quick for me to produce these videos is because I had a shooting outline. So the way it would work, the video would have an introduction, it would have a calls to actions, and then it would have sort of an outro, and those things were pretty much the same. So I just recorded them and then recycled them in each video. I think this will work for this niche because it doesn't really matter that it's the same thing each time. Mainly because Billy is only one of the voices for one day a week, so a Monday, and the plan is to have 6 more for the other days of the week. So it won't be as repetitive, I don't think. And to be honest, I don't think it matters in the end of the day for this niche. So I had a clear outline, the way I would shoot it, and then it went through the same kind of steps. Now you could apply this to any sort of niche, any kind of video, just having an outline. You start off with your hook, you have your little intro, whatever it might be, and you follow the same outline. We do the same thing for our other YouTube, IELTS Grind, and it kind of works for us. When it came to editing, because I was editing this at the same time, now this is very different to filming on camera as I'm doing now, because I have to film, then I have to go into the editor. But what I was doing yesterday was I was literally telling the text-to-speech program what to say. It generated the speech overlay, then I downloaded it, put it straight into the right folder. Then I imported that over to the editor, and because I already had a template laid out, I just put the speech into the right places where it had to be. It took me about 10 minutes per video. To be honest, if I wasn't so tired, then it probably would have taken me less time. So yeah, don't film and edit when you've had a late night. That's my advice. But really having the template helped me. And although every video is going to feel pretty much the same, again, I don't think that matters for what I was doing here. So obviously Billy's not a real person, and this is a speech overlay, a voiceover. And what I did was, within my editor, I have Power Director, and it has some already like inbuilt features. It has some nice backgrounds, a little bit of animation, and I used that as my background, and I had text showing up at the right time. And I also went over to YouTube and I use their royalty-free music, so music you can use on any YouTube channel, and I just downloaded that and added it to my video. Now, my plan is for this particular voice, he's going to have his own music, and then the next person's going to have their own music, and hopefully it won't be too repetitive. Well, we'll see in about a year's time if it works. So if you're interested to find out a bit more about Speechello, there is a link in the description. But I also plan to do a total sort of video on it, because I think it could be a useful bit of software for certain people and in certain situations. So I probably come up with that video in the next couple of weeks and share that with you guys. But I do want to kind of address the elephant in the room, which is, how does my experience yesterday actually help most people who are going to be doing their own talking on video and perhaps being on camera like I am now? Well, I think it's really the techniques. which is the organization behind it, doing your prep beforehand, having a template, an outline for your videos, which you may develop as you go along, but really sticking to that so you know what you do and what you're doing next. And then if you're editing every video yourself, which is most of us guys, because I don't know about you, but I don't have the money to outsource that right now, although it takes the most time. You have a template, so you just load that up into your editor and then you just put in your video, your audio, and you pretty much have everything that pops up and does all these twiddly bits. It's already there to go, and you just have to move it to the right place. And this is it's really what I learned from yesterday. Just being a little bit organized really takes the work out of the harder work out of doing these videos, and you could easily come up with 52 videos, one video a week for a brand new YouTube channel in a day, or within 1 week if you split out between that. So guys, that is what I did yesterday. I got a little bit distracted, but I think it was an interesting project, and I will of course keep you updated as I go along. In the next couple of videos, I will be talking a bit more about Speechello, and also I want to talk a bit more about my plans for my info product, the $9.99 1% challenge. I have not forgotten about it, and I will be giving you updates on my own progress. So thanks very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, why not become a subscriber right now? And if you've got any comments, any questions about why I thought about doing this, then please leave them in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.